nobody is interviewing me. I'm just getting unfortunately. You know?
That became like a ringtone to you.
Yeah, like I'm not getting anything at all. Like if you even get back to me, at least I'll be happy. But nothing, I'm not getting anything.
Hello, I am Kehinde Falade, the host of Great Minds with Keke, where we share life experiences so that you can learn from us and also know how to navigate your life path to success. Ciao.
Hello, this is a new episode of Great Minds with Keke. Today we're going to be talking about how someone whose name is AB came to the UK, started doing what she loves, which we'll find out in a few minutes, and also got a job within a few years, a few months, whatever, of being in the UK. Anyway, welcome AB to Great Minds with Keke.
Hi, Keke.
Why are you laughing? Oh, by the way, I love what you're wearing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Proudly Nigerian, any day.
Proudly Nigerian, so I'll be coming to steal it soon.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you. So, AB, tell us a bit about yourself and the full name and what it means.
My name is Ebini Perefeha. I am from Bayelsa State, Nigeria.
Okay.
So my name is Ebini Pere. People call me Ebi. And it means good things will always come to me.
Oh,
So,
that's why you are so giving part of this. But anyway, AB, can you give me some, let everyone, including me, know a bit about your background? What did you study?
Okay.
And how did you grow up?
So I grew up in Lagos. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. I had my primary and secondary education in Lagos. And then when it was time for uni, I went home. I went to Bayelsa State and studied at Federal University in Tokyo.
And that was the experience traveling to Bayelsa to study.
I mean, I'd always been to Bayelsa. It wasn't my first time. I'd always been to Bayelsa, but going all the way to study was a different experience entirely. But it's one that I'm very grateful for.
Why?
Because it forms like the foundational years of my life, and part of who I am today. Like I learned a lot of things during my undergrad. I met a lot of people. The kind of people I met like impacted my life and changed the trajectory of my life, and I'm forever grateful for. And I was one of the pioneers, so it was we were the pioneer set, and it was really, really, really good. Like it was a really good experience. So yeah, I really, really loved my time at Federal University of Tokyo. And then I worked in media and marketing for a couple of years before I decided to come to the UK for my master's here.
So why did you decide to leave marketing and communication to come and study in the UK?
So I did not entirely leave marketing and comms.
Okay.
So while I was doing marketing and comms, I was involved in developmental activities.
Okay.
So I used to volunteer with NGOs, and I used to volunteer in capacity of like media and brand and all of that. And I really got fascinated with the impact that we're able to make with media, like
Using media as a tool of development.
using media as a tool for developmental purposes. Like we're able to fundraise, like I would raise funds from like my Facebook, my Instagram, and then we're able to send kids to school. It was really like education focused. So we're able to send kids to school. I would raise like money to send like 1, 2, 3 kids to school. And for me, that was such a huge deal. I felt like there was more that could be done, and there could be a marriage between media and development, and that's one reason why I decided to study dev. And when it was time for me to look for a school, I was just going through, I think, the Commonwealth lists on like schools offering development, and I saw UEA, and I applied for media and international development, and I also applied for international development. I got both, but
Oh, wow.
yes, I got both of them. But for some weird reason, I picked international development over media and international development, which still doesn't make sense to me because I had a media background. But yeah, I picked that, and here we are today.
Yeah, I would say because I actually thought you would have chosen media and development.
Everyone thought that, but for some weird reason, I just felt like an inclination to just go to.
Did you regret it?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So how was the experience studying international development?
For me, it was a bit dicey. My experience in dev, I feel like no one has the same experience that I had, because I had my first semester online. So I did virtual in Nigeria.
Oh,
Yes, I did first semester in Nigeria.
the COVID year.
Yes. No, it wasn't the COVID year, but
It was still a...
Yeah, but I had some issues with my passport and then my visa. So the whole process just took a really long time. So instead of resuming in September, I resumed in February. So I did my first semester exam, everything online. So it was a very lonely experience, because I didn't get to have like class interaction. I didn't really know anyone. I didn't have friends. I couldn't relate with the lecturers because I didn't know them. So it was a really lonely experience. So when I resumed in February and getting into class, I was like a fish out of water. It was, so it was a really interesting experience. I would say that my dev experience began in second semester, and I literally just had like 3 or 4 months to just make something out of it, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was crazy trying to balance everything, because for me, what I was facing at that point in time was not what everyone else was facing. I was trying to find a house. I was adjusting to the fact that I had to understand Google Maps. I was adjusting to the fact that, this is like a new environment. Everyone had done that. Exactly, the weather. Everyone had done that in
first semester.
I was coming in second semester, about to go into dissertation, about to do everything at the same time. So it was really, really challenging. But I mean, one of the things that helped me through that process was community. We had like the Nigerian group, and that was really, really helpful. Like I met a lot of people that helped me settle in, helped me look for a house, told me where to get things, where to buy things, just told me how to use the bus, how the bus system works, how to buy a bus ticket. These things just feel really, really tiny, but like they're so significant, and they kind of someone from the community had to show me how to read the map, like understand how it works, understand like where it leads you to and everything. You like heavily relying on the map for like everything.
In the midst of, you said you literally was doing your own assimilation, integration into the UK in your second semester, whereas people like us have already done our own in first semester. So how were you able to navigate that with your assignments, your assessments, and your dissertation? How did you manage? Because you said being at home and doing your first semester in Nigeria was lonely. How were you not able to do it with all those other new challenges that cropped up?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I feel like I had a lot of help from friends.
Okay.
I opened up. I was really open to like the people I met. Like, this is my situation. I just came into the country and yada yada yada. And I also spoke to like some of my lecturers about it as well, and they were very helpful. I also had issues with some of my courses from the previous semester, and because I was studying online, I submitted late. So that resulted in like deductions from my.
Oh my God.
And also I had COVID while that happened. So it was a bit of a situation. So I had to speak to like my lecturer about it, explain the situation, and ask for an academic appeal about it, getting like proof of the fact that I had COVID during that period and a couple of other things. So for me, what helped me was being vocal about like my challenges, talking to lecturers, talking to friends, talking to people in the community, saying, I'm new, I have 50 problems.
You can take one.
how can I solve this? How can I get out of this problem? What do you think I can do? Please tell me. So getting like information was very, very helpful for me. And also like amazing community. Like I met like really, really amazing people, and they were just very, very supportive, and they're very supportive, and they just kept encouraging me, like just keep going. I had friends who would call me on Teams, check up on me and be like, okay, how's your project going? How's your paper going? What do you understand? What don't you understand? So shout out to all my friends. You guys are amazing. Yeah, so for me, like, they were like, the people I met, yes, I had a good support system, and I was very vocal about like my problems. Like I didn't feel like I needed to hide anything. Like I already came late. Like that's my truth. Like that's the situation. I came late. There's no need to have a pity party about it. How do I make this work? How do I navigate everything and make it like the best of experience for me? So I think the most important thing was just project managing all the problems and just looking for a way around it. It wasn't easy. I'm just speaking English now. It wasn't so easy, but I mean, we're here.
Yeah. It's good that we're here, and it's good that you successfully finished your program and you didn't get dropped down or drop out or something. So aside for your academic journey, we know you like to cook. So tell us a bit about how you started cooking delicious food, which I am yet to taste.
That's not true.
Have I tasted? Oh yeah, I ate yes, I ate your food. Yes. I've eaten your food. So tell us about how you got into cooking and making delicious recipes.
Cooking for me started. Well, my dad used to be a cook. Yeah, my dad used to be a cook. So I've always grown up around food, and I've always had a flair for food. I get bored easily with food. But cooking professionally wasn't what I considered. Like I said, I'd always been involved in media and development and comms and all that. So the cooking aspect of it was just like what I do at home. So I got into food. Well, I had friends who used to come to the house and just
to eat your food.
They just felt like I could cook, and I was like, okay, like it's food. It's like, don't you cook? I'm like, don't you cook at home? Like it's food. Like I didn't really think it was anything. I didn't think my cooking was anything
special,
out of the ordinary initially. I mean, I just felt like, because like I said, I come from a home where we all cook and we all like try to like have like elevated cooking experiences. Like we try different things. So I kind of like just felt that was normal,
Normal.
Yeah. So my journey into cooking was pretty much just experimenting with my friends and then trying my food. One of my very good friends, Debbie, she was always in my house and she used to eat my food a lot, and she was my praise singer, and she'd always tell everyone that, Abby is a good cook, and amongst other friends as well. But I think she was the first person who got to experience my meals, and yeah. And
the rest is history.
The rest is history, yeah. So that's how I got into cooking, like from friends.
That's very good. And recently you mentioned that you got a job in the uni.
Yes.
And, most people tend to say, oh, it is hard to get job here. The only job that is available is care job. I'm like, oh, no, not all. But there are people are getting job in other roles. So could you tell us the journey into getting this job? You don't need to mention the role, but just the process of getting this job.
Okay, so I work in the uni in like a marketing and comms role. The process was really long.
Oh, wow.
It was really long. I mean, like...
when did the process start?
I mean, like, the journey to...
Getting
that particular role was, like, it took, like, 3 weeks, thereabouts, like, from application to having the interview. And I mean, like, the process to actually get to that point of landing an interview or making yourself like ready for the job market. Like it took a lot of things. Like coming out of one of the first things was finishing school and settling like every other thing that needed to be settled, dissertation and everything. And because I came late, like I wasn't really thinking about the job market, to be honest. I wasn't thinking about the job market while I was in school because I had like so many balls to juggle. But when I finished, I was like, okay, what next? And one of the things that I did was I spoke to the career guardians team. Yeah, I spoke to the career guardians team and I was like, okay, I would like to put my best foot forward and I want to know how to do it. And I had like CV review sessions and I got assigned like mentors. I had like 5 different mentors. Wow. Like I had one every month. So I used to have like sessions with them. And one of the first mentors I had was, because you could choose who you wanted your mentors to be. The first mentor I had was someone who had finished from Dev as an international student. And I wanted to know like what the job market, how she was, like the questions you're asking me now, how was she able to do it and all of that good stuff. And she encouraged me to volunteer because I didn't have a job at that time. I didn't have like a full-time job. I had like a part-time role just to get by. So she encouraged me to volunteer. Like I volunteered at a developmental organization similar to my path. So I started going there like once a week. So I started volunteering, took advice. There were CV reviews, and also she encouraged me to post on LinkedIn. It was difficult, but eventually I collaborated with a friend of mine and we put heads together and we started posting on LinkedIn. And also it was a couple of different things. So each mentor had like an advice. So it was more or less aspects. Exactly. So it was more or less like with each month there was like I had a better chance.
So getting there.
Yes. With each month I had a better chance. Because one of the fears I had was I wasn't getting interviews at all. Like I wasn't getting interviews at all in the initial stage. And then when I met my third, I think, or fourth mentor, I explained this to him, like, nobody is interviewing me. I'm just getting unfortunately. You know?
That became like a ringtone to you.
Yeah, like I'm not getting anything at all. Like if you even get back to me, at least I'll be happy. But nothing, I'm not getting anything. And the last mentor I had, like, he was so patient and very, very helpful. He had worked in HR, so it was really good working with him. Like he mentored me beyond the time because he was really only interested in like me finding something that I really, really wanted to do. So having those sessions with the careers team was really, really, really helpful. And after a while, I started getting interviews. I had interviews with developmental organizations. I had interviews. I still had my unfortunately.
But at least you were getting some chances now compared to 100% unfortunately.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, and then I had lots of unfortunately from the interviews and I had like a block and I decided I wasn't going to apply. Not like I decided, but I was a bit sad about the rejection. It was getting to me like a whole lot. And for like a month or 2, I didn't really apply. I couldn't because I had imagined myself in some of the roles that I had been interviewed for. And and the interviews were good. You know when you like...
You feel like you already gotten the job. Like, there's no way they can't just have
Exactly. So I had like a lot of good interviews. And because I was still having conversations with my mentor, with the career mentor, he kept telling me like, okay, try to say this, try to do this, try to, and all of that. And I was not getting anywhere. They were just telling me an email, oh, you were in top 3, you were in top 2, we liked you, but I'm sorry, there was a better candidate and all of that good stuff. So it really got to me and I stopped applying for a while. But I had to like having conversations with my friends and all of that. We just had to tell ourselves like, this is it. Like, we have to put our best foot forward regardless. There will always be unfortunately. And I had a friend of mine who had gotten a job And he shared that with me, and he kept, like, every time I would see him at the gym or somewhere, he would just tell me, like, just think about it, that the odds are, you know, like, there's a slim chance of you getting a job. Like, just think about it that way. But you can still get it. That's what he always used to tell me. Like, don't think about, like, the rejections. Just keep going. There will always be rejections, but, like, just keep going. Just keep going. And, you know, like, just, like, anytime I see him, I'll just be reminded, oh, okay, it's possible. It's possible. And I made an application one day. Just one day. I made an application, and coincidentally, that was just about the time that got into the phase where I'm like, okay, yes, I'm back to applying. I had a meeting with my mentor. I'm like, okay, I think I'm getting there. My head is getting there again. And yeah, and did the application. I got called in for interview. At the interview, and within like a week,
You got your job.
yes, I got the offer and started my role.
Yeah, it took a when I say it took a long time, but
It was almost a year, because I had like the 6 months mentorship, and then I had like other additional sessions with my mentor. So if there's anyone who is trying to get a job, whether they're new year or another university, please start early with the careers team. That's what worked for me. Another person's experience
maybe different.
but for me, like, because I came in late, I wanted people who knew the system. I wanted people who were experienced. I wanted people who had knowledge and information about the job markets. That was the driving force for me for going to the careers team. I'm like, they've been here for years. They know what it's like. They deal with students, international students all the time. So they know how to make it work. So yeah, so I'll just advise anyone to, you know,
Leverage existing resources.
yes, because these resources are there for a reason. And for my school, we have access, graduates have access to the careers team for 5 years. I don't know,
5 years.
for 5 years. So I don't know if most people know that, but yeah, like it's such a good resource that should be tapped into.
Absolutely. They actually have packages for people that graduate within, for the next 5 years. Apart from the career team, we also have this enterprise center where people that want to do business as well can also tap into resources. So I think for those that are studying and those that have just finished their master's degree, depending on your school, you can actually tap into these resources if they're available to you, so that you can also get to achieve your goal as soon as possible. There's a saying that says when one person moves, the person can move fast, but if you move with a group of people with existing resources, you can go far. So it's better to go far than to go fast and end in the wrong destination. What do you think?
Yeah, I know there's one that says if you want to go far, you go alone. If you want to go fast or something, you go.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a group of people. So yeah, it was nice having you here. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us. And I'm glad I remembered that eating your food, but I'm still coming to eat more. And
Abyss Kitchen is always.
congratulations on getting your job.
Thank you very much.
It was a long journey. It was a year worth of trying new things. And it was good that you were willing to learn and to work with people, because that's one thing most people don't do. They don't open up about their challenges. They don't tell people what is going on. And then 2 years is gone, your post-study visa is finished, and then you just see that you have to go back to where you come from. So I'm really glad that you did the right thing. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Great Minds with Keke. And I'm glad you listened to me and AB. And yes, she's happy to be here as well. And I hope to see you next time on the next episode that will be uploaded on YouTube. Have a wonderful time. Bye. Thank you for watching this episode of Great Minds with Keke. We upload new episodes every Saturday, so don't forget to subscribe. Ciao.